(2012-238) State of Arkansas versus Michael Pierce.
Judge, the state's going to all across the balance of the cases. He's going to plead guilty to the theft of property.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Pierce, you're appearing here today at this time to change your plea on at least one of the charges, or the charges as they're going to be amended. Is that correct? Yeah. You need to speak up out loud. I can understand your head nod, but it doesn't get on the record unless you say it out loud, and the court reporter has to hear your answer. So please speak out loud.
Yes, sir.
All right. So again, are you you're here today to change your plea in order to accept the amended charges?
Yes.
Okay. The court, your change of plea is brought about by an agreement that's been worked out for you by your attorney, Mr. Cooper. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And have you discussed it with Mr. Cooper?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel you understand the terms of the agreement and the punishment you're to receive?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the advice and the representation Mr. Cooper's provided you?
Yes, sir.
Court, well, first of all, on the amended charge of theft or the remaining charge of theft of property, how do you now plead?
Guilty.
You're entering the plea of guilty pursuant to the agreement. The agreement is set out in writing in this document I'm holding up called a plea statement. That's how the court finds out what the agreement is when that's presented. And have you been over this document, this plea statement?
Yes, sir.
Read it over and signed it?
Yes, sir.
And do you feel you understand what's set out in it?
Yes, sir.
You then understand that you then understand the nature of the charges against you and the full range of penalties you're facing?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights that you give up or surrender by pleading guilty?
Yes, sir.
Most importantly, those rights you're giving up are the right to a trial by jury, the right to be represented by an attorney throughout and have the assistance of that attorney throughout the trial process.
Yes, sir.
The right to exercise your right. You're giving up the right to exercise your right to confront the witnesses against you, which would be accomplished at trial by having that same attorney cross-examine those witnesses on your behalf. And you're also giving up any right to appeal. Do you understand these rights that you're giving up?
Yes, sir.
And understanding what rights you're giving up, are you still willing to enter this plea of guilty?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty here today freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody in any form or fashion forced you into entering this plea of guilty?
No, sir.
In pleading guilty, do you admit to the offense with which you're charged?
Theft by
theft of property.
Theft by property. Yes, yes, sir.
So you're acknowledged that on or about October 10th of 2012 here in Baxter County, that you took or exercised unauthorized control over certain property of another person.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, it included like an underwater camera, accessories, flat screen, DVD player, fishing poles, and reels.
Yes, sir. Something in excess of appears to be in excess of $5,000 in total property value. Is that correct? Yes, sir.
Based on those statements, the court at this time can find that the defendant has freely and voluntarily entered his plea of guilty. He's done so after consulting with an attorney, and he's acknowledged facts which constitute the crime in this case. On that basis, the court accepting the plea of guilty, find the defendant guilty of the offense of theft of property, and in accordance with the agreement in this case, sentencing the defendant to 3 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections. In addition, the defendant will be, the court is granting the state's motion to null pros the charges of residential burglary and breaking and entering. In addition to the 3-year sentence, the court is imposing $200 in court costs, a $1,000 fine, a statutory DNA fine, and the booking administration fee of $20. All of those amounts will be due and payable as determined, upon his release, in the amount of $100 per month, beginning, I'm going to put it as 60 days, beginning 60 days after his release from incarceration.
What's the DNA test? It's just state order, $250 test. Don't tell my finger. I never took no DNA test.
That will be the order of the court. You may be excused. You're remanded into the custody of the sheriff's office to await transportation to the Department of Corrections.